friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making these gorgeous framed floral and succulent. These are going to go on my fireplace for springtime. Now what's great about these is that you can change them out as the season goes on. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you're notified when any of my new videos are posted. Also make sure you're following me on Instagram, the Pixie Dust Housewife. Now let's get started with this project. First of all, I want to start with these gorgeous peonies. I ordered these peonies on Amazon. I am going to put in the description box a link if you'd like to order these peonies yourself. They were very inexpensive for the quality and the amount that you get. These are also from Amazon, and again, I will put the link in the description box below. This is an assortment of succulent. I think there was 9 or 10 in the packet itself. I am using 5 of these Dollar Tree gold frames. These ones are an 8x10. They have a mat on the inside. Don't have the gold frames, or you can't find them at your dollar store. You can always buy like a black frame or a different color frame, and then do the gold foiling, the liquid gold foiling on the frame if you want the gold. Next, you're gonna need a packet of these. These are from the Dollar Tree. These are a pack of 12 starter pots. Also, you're gonna want some of the dry floral foam. And again, this came from Dollar Tree. You're gonna want some of the Nautical decorative rope. This is from the Dollar Tree as well. This ribbon is Dollar Tree also. It's the Floral Garden brand, the spring line that the Dollar Tree offers. I got a little blush pink color, and then I also got kind of like a soft green color. Then I also picked up some white and black acrylic paint. This is the Jot brand from Dollar Tree. I have just a little paper plate, a brush, and then a little sponge here because we're going to kind of be doing a little sponging technique. You're going to need some scissors, some pliers, and some hot glue. So those are all of the items that you're going to need to do this project. So let's get started. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to just take apart your little planters here, and you're gonna pull out as many cups as you need for your frames. And we're just gonna cut our little planter right in half. I'm actually using these little shears that came from the Dollar Tree. I find these are really sharp and really nice to cut heavy things. And I'm gonna take a little paper plate, and I'm gonna take some of this acrylic paint from the dollar store. You're gonna start off with the black paint first. I'm gonna put a light coat of this black paint all over these little pots. But you also wanna make sure that you get the bottom as well as the top rim. So I finished up my little pots. I'm gonna just move these aside and let them dry for right now. And while those are drying, I am going to take my picture frames that I have here, and I've already done one. On the back, I'm gonna take my little pliers, and I'm just gonna pull out the tabs. And then you're gonna take your back plate off. These frames come with this little white matting, which I am going to reuse. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, however, I am. So I'm gonna set that aside for right now. I have some hot glue already heating up right here, and I'm gonna just take my glass piece out of my frame, because I'm gonna put just a couple little dots of hot glue, one in each corner of the frame, and then we're gonna stick our glass right down in that hot glue. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to hot glue this matting down, but I don't want to see the hot glue on the other side. So I am actually gonna just take a little bit more hot glue and go right along this edge behind the front piece of the frame with just a couple more little dots of glue. And I'm gonna go all the way around. And then I'll take my matting and I'll lay my matting down into that hot glue. Now you won't see it. You can kind of go ahead and push it down right into the hot glue. You won't see the hot glue because it's kind of hiding behind the frame itself. Now, if you flip it over, your matting should be glued into place. You shouldn't see anything, and your glass should be glued into place. So I'm gonna do this same step for all 5 frames that I'm using. My little pots are now dry. The black paint is dry. So we are going to now take some white paint. Then I'm gonna take my sponge that I cut from a larger sponge. It's just a little natural sea sponge. We're gonna dip it in that white paint, kind of like pat some of it off so it's not super heavy. And then we're gonna start at the bottom of our little planter, and we're actually just gonna make this look kind of distressed. We're gonna go around the bottom, just patting lightly, and you just wanna make it look so like it's like a distressed or aged planter. Like that, right there. It's okay if some of the terracotta kind of pokes through. I'm gonna go ahead and do this to all of the remaining pots that I have, and we'll let those dry. So while I'm waiting for my little pots to dry, what I've gone ahead and done, I actually cut 3 of the peonies, which I cut them really, really short. I used just a pair of wire snips, cut them really short, so I only have about a 1/2 inch or so of stem. I've done the same thing with some of my succulents. Now this is even a little long, so I'm gonna just clip this in half. These succulents have a pretty heavy duty metal stem, so you're definitely gonna need some wire snips for these ones. Then I'm also just kind of going back in to my bunch of peonies here, and I am clipping off another small little bud, and I'm also clipping off some of the leaves. And you can actually just take some scissors to clip these because these are just plastic. Now I'm also taking some of my Nautical decorative rope, and I'm gonna use my wire cutters for this also. I find that the wire cutters work better than scissors. I'm gonna just cut a couple of pieces, as many pieces as I have pots or frames, and we're only gonna cut about a 2 to 3 inch piece. I'm doing all of my cutting and stuff ahead of time, so that way it's all cut and ready to go once my little pot's dry. Also, I'm gonna take one of my floral, these dry floral foam pieces. I'm gonna cut this in half. And then I'm gonna cut each half in half again. For each frame, you're only gonna need one little portion like this. So now we're gonna take one of our frames. Now I am gonna be doing 2 different variations. I'm gonna show you both variations of this project. I'm gonna take one of our little planters here, and we have our hot glue, and I'm only gonna put like a couple little dots of hot glue just along the edge of my little plastic planter. Take that little planter, and we're gonna center it close to the bottom of your frame. We're gonna take one of our little rope stems, and we're gonna stick that stem kind of right down in that planter, and we're gonna glue it right to the glass. Then we're gonna take one of our little foam blocks that we cut, one side of the foam block, that, and we're gonna place that just at the top of our little stem. This version of the project is going to be the peony version. So I'm gonna take one of my large peonies. I'm gonna pull off some of the leaves here. I'm actually gonna clip these. I'm gonna clip these because you can see they have the little hole where the stem of the peony went in. I'm actually just gonna clip those off so that way I just have the leaves itself. And we're gonna kind of just stick these leaves in this foam. Stick one kind of going out the front side, another one kind of on the other side. I like to work with the greenery towards the back first. And if you're having trouble pushing your little greenery in your foam, a little tip is to cut your stem of your greenery on an angle so that it kind of creates a point, and it actually helps go in the foam a little bit better. I'll stick those kind of coming out the edges. She will stick one up here. Now we are gonna go ahead and take our peony. I'm actually gonna fluff this up a little bit and spread it open. And I'm gonna sit this one right down pretty much in the middle of my foam. I wanna be able to see the stem in the background. Use this blush pink ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna make a little bow. Trim the ends of your bow, and then I'm just gonna put a little hot glue, and I'm gonna stick it right to the front of my little planter. So there is the peony version of the frame. I'm gonna stick this one out of the way and I'll show you the succulent version. We're gonna do the first 3 steps. We're gonna glue down one of the little half planters. We're gonna glue down the rope stem, and we're also gonna glue down the quartered piece of floral foam. Unlike the peony version where I started with the back foliage first, for the succulents, I'm actually gonna start with those first so that I can get them where I want them, and then I'll do some filling in around them. Got one of my large succulents. I'm gonna kind of put that like kind of right in the top portion of my foam. I've got another one right here. I love these succulents. I'm gonna put a link in the description of the video where you can purchase these succulents. They came in a pack of I think either 9 or 10. I love the colors. They are really good quality, but again, beautiful kind of blushy pinks, beautiful greens. These colors are so nice for springtime. I'm going to take one of my peony heads that haven't opened up yet, and I'm gonna kind of stick that in the background a little bit right there, so it's kind of blossoming up behind these gorgeous succulents. Some of the greenery now, and we're gonna kind of fill in around the back. All right, so all I need to do is add my bow. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my other frames. I'm gonna line them up on my mantle, and then we'll show you what they look like when they're complete. Love how these turned out. I think they are so gorgeous. You can see through them because we didn't put anything on the back of them. You can see through the mirror in the back, so that way it kind of keeps the space open and keeps the space bright. Now you could, if you wanted to, put some sort of a backing on that if you didn't have a mirror or anything in the background. You could definitely do like a floral backing, or you could even do like a newspaper backing, but I love that it's just open glass right to the mirror. There is the peony one. And there's a succulent. So I did peony, succulent, peony, succulent, peony, all the way down. I love them. I think they're so springy. They just lighten up the room. Hope you guys enjoyed this DIY. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and follow my Instagram page, The Pixie Dust Housewife. I have lots of stuff going on Instagram and Facebook. I have some upcoming giveaways, so make sure you are a follower of both Instagram and Facebook to participate in those. Hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. Take care.